Welcome. Now we're going to take a look at speed tables in our PrintViz Business Central system. To access the speed tables, we can access them through either the cost center setup and configuration setup, or by using our search function. I will search for speed tables and select speed tables from my list. This brings up a list of all of the speed tables created in my system. And from this list, we can see if there's a formula assigned to those speed tables, or if there's a department assigned to those speed tables. To manage that list, all we need to do is hit Manage, and we have the option to edit, view, or delete. We also have the availability to open this list in Excel. Any machine that we have set up in our system or cost center, we can set up with a speed table. This includes things such as handwork, skid packing, and any cost center can use any speed table. So if I have different cost centers, but the speeds are the same, I can set up my cost centers and my configurations to use the same speed tables across multiple cost centers. In my case, you can see that I have my speed tables set up per cost center, and the code that we're using is for the specific cost center and that operation inside the cost center, such as my printing speed or my setup speed. To take a look at that speed table, I just click on the code and it opens the page for that speed table in my system. I'm going to take a look at the press run. Under the speed table page, we have several items. We have the code, the description of that code, the format type, the calculation, how it calculates. The default configuration is minimum value, and generally you'll only change this if additional configurations are used with this advanced calculation. The speed principal, how it accumulates for the speed. In our case, it's set to accumulating, so you'll notice that the speed accumulates based on the from quantity. And our options there are accumulating, linear, or linear with set additional. We can specify the weight unit, and that's the paper weight unit. So we can specify whether it's M weight, bond, book, cover, or whatever we need to use or have set up in our paper weight list for that item. If we'd like to assign a formula, we can assign it a formula at this point as well from any of our formulas, or we can create a formula. And then whether or not we want the system to find the best format, it will round up if we select this so that it runs at the next level. Generally, you'll leave this set to off. And per processing, if this speed table or the process speed has more than one run, we can turn this on so that the speed will be calculated per run and not necessarily total. In our lines, we have several options we can choose from. We can specify a product group for the lines, and if we know that, for instance, our offset posters have a different rate of run than a traditional flyer, we can set that specifically for this product group so that when that product group is selected, it will use the rates in that line. We also have the ability to set the format code, so we can set our size. If we know that an 8.5 by 11 runs at a different speed than a 17 by 12, we can select that here and assign those as well. Paper quality allows us to select whether it's a cover stock, a coated stock, or any of our qualities that are set up in the system. And if that stock is selected or has a quality that is selected, it will use those lines. And then weight is the weight. And we can see here that we have a separate weight for a 69-pound stock as opposed to every other stock. If the fields are blank, that will be defaulted. If the fields are populated, then it will use that field if nothing else is there. And we have our from quantity. So from quantity 0 to 999, we run at 4,985 sheets per hour. From 1,000 sheets to 2,499 sheets, we'll run at a speed of 5,982 sheets per hour. So the more sheets we have in this case, the faster our press speed is. If we'd like to add a surcharge or a value to this that slows it down, we can simply put our weight in at 80 pounds. We'll select 0, and we can come in and put our unit of time at. Now what that's telling the system is that for 80-pound stock, it's going to run at 4,000 sheets per hour. So anything estimated at that if we grab an 80-pound stock, we'll run at that 4,000 sheets, and the time will be adjusted for that. This last column is hours for our unit of time. So if we wanted to do, if it was 4,000 sheets per half hour, we would simply put in a 0.5 for that. And then it would run 4,000 sheets per half hour. So if the job was 12,000 sheets, it would run at an hour and a half time. To delete a line, all you do is highlight the line, select the 3 dots, and hit delete line. It will prompt you if you want to delete the line. By default, when you open the speed table, it is not editable. To edit it, you simply click the pencil at the top to make changes on the page. If I'd like to create a new entry, I click the plus sign from this page, and I'm able to create a new speed entry. This rate will add 1 sheet per hour, and we can add a 5% time, so it will add 5% to that time as well. And that's simply adding a speed table. In a future video, we will take a look at how to slow down or speed up a press specifically based on certain settings.